candlestick charting for fun and profit. Today, we're going to learn about candlestick charting. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are very familiar with candlestick charting if you already study technical analysis. But for those people who are a little bit unfamiliar with candlestick charting, I'm going to give you a quick intro as to how candlesticks are constructed. From there, I'm going to cover 6 specific candlestick patterns that will help you identify when the turning point for a stock or an index is about to happen. These patterns can help you identify market tops and market bottoms and key inflection points that can help you get in on the trade before the real action starts to happen. So I think you're going to get a lot out of today's video. Let's get started. Welcome to the Smart Money Dumb Money Show. I'm your host, Keith Richards. I'm President and Chief Portfolio Manager at ValueTrend Wealth Management. Well, as promised, I told you I would give you a quick introduction as to how candlesticks are constructed. It's really important to understand the difference between a candlestick and a normal bar chart that you may see on a charting software package. Here's an illustration of 2 Japanese candlesticks. Now, the drawings are simple, just to help you understand what the components of a candlestick is. So let's take a look. On the left, we have a candlestick with a green body. When it's green, or sometimes when it's a white candle, that means that the market closed up that day. So the bottom of the real body is the open and the top of the real body is the close that day. Now, typically in a given day on the stock market, we have movement where the price of that stock will move down a little bit from its opening, and it will move up a little bit from its close. Those are called the shadows. I sometimes call them the wicks, just to keep it simple, because we are talking candles after all. Now let's look at the opposite. When the candle is red, it typically means that the market is down. You can also see these charts colored black when it's a down day. Either way, the open was at the top of the real body and the close was at the bottom. It was a down day. And again, you have the shadows or wicks, whatever you choose to call them, illustrating the range of movement outside of the open and close to the upper end and the lower end. So I hope that helps you understand how a candlestick is constructed. Normally, I use candles when I'm looking at daily charts. That is, each day is an individual candle. Doesn't mean that you can't use weekly and monthly candlesticks. I just prefer to use them for my near-time view of the markets. So let's start with our first series of candlestick reversal patterns. I've got a chart here for you to take a look at so we can cover some of these key reversal indicators. Let's get started. So the first thing I want to look at is what's called Doji candles and spinning top candles. And really all that happens here is that you have a fairly volatile day with a lot of action over the day, but at the end of the day, you get an either same close as you had at the open or very, very tight difference between the open and close. So if we look here in a Doji, basically the open and close were identical or near identical, so it forms more or less just a thin line in the midst of tons of upper and lower activity on the day. In other words, you had a lot of activity during the day, but it still settled out at or near the open. Same thing with the spinning top. You had a lot of activity during the day, but at the end of the day, it closed very, very close to what the market opened at that day. Why is this significant? Well, the market does not like indecision, and a Doji or a spinning top basically tells us that it couldn't decide where it wanted to move, so it just settled in very close to the open of the day. What that is telling us is that there's indecision, and that indecision won't last because the market eventually makes up its mind, and when it makes up its mind, things move. Now, The two other candles I'm going to show you here are what's called the bullish hammer and the bearish shooting star. For practical purposes, they both look like hammers, as you can see on the chart. I prefer to just call the one a bullish hammer and the other one an inverted or bearish hammer. I don't use the term shooting star. These candles are identified by being either at the top or the bottom of the trading range that day. They do, in fact, look like little hammers. When the market closes near the top of the day with a lot of activity below it during the day, that's considered bullish. Why? Because the market did pull back a lot during the day, and yet it still settled out. It still made its decision that it wants to be higher on the day. The reverse is true for an inverted hammer or bear shooting star. What that means is the market moved up quite a bit during the day, but at the end of the day, it still decided it wanted to be at the lower end of the range. This is an indication that the following activity over the next few days is going to be bearish, or in the case of the hammer, it's going to be bullish. The next pattern I want to talk about is the Harami pattern. And excuse my pronunciation if I'm incorrect on any of these Japanese terms for the candles we'll be talking about. The main thing you need to learn is the concept and not the names. The first pattern we're going to look at is a bullish pattern. Now, on this day, the market opened here and closed quite a bit lower by the end of the day. That formed a very large down real body, as indicated by the color red in this case. The following day, the market opened and then closed higher. This took out the previous day bearishness, and that often indicates a change in tone and tune for the market, where the market may start moving up. In fact, very often it does. Same thing here. We had an open and a higher close. In fact, a very much higher close, followed by an open and a lower close in a smaller body. Again, the market changed its mind the next day and decided that things were going to go lower, and very often there is follow through. The next pattern we're going to look at is engulfing patterns. Engulfing patterns are the opposite of the Harami patterns that we just looked at. And that is, we see a smaller body followed by a much larger body. So let's take a look. Here we have a bullish engulfing pattern. Day one, market moved down. Day two, much larger move to the upside. That again indicates high confidence after a previously bearish move. There's often bullish follow-up. Now here's a bearish pattern. First day, market moved up. Next day, market moved quite a bit lower. That indicates that the market definitively had changed its mind to the downside. I find that the engulfing patterns are much more accurate than Harami patterns, simply because the move was so much greater on the second day that it often indicates the crowd really is convinced of that negative or positive follow-up. The next pattern we're going to talk about is 3 advancing white soldiers. And this pattern really tells us that there's momentum on the side of a move. Let's take a look at how the illustration shows us this works. So in this case, we've got a down market. Then things reversed, and we get 3 big green or white candles. Remember, you'll sometimes see white candles illustrating up days. Either way, 3 big bodies, boom, boom, boom. You're paying attention to the bodies here, how big they are. When they're nice, big green or white bodies, all 3 of them in a row advancing, we call them 3 advancing white soldiers. So this often shows us that there is some real muscle behind the reversal. And we found, again, that's a fairly accurate candlestick pattern that you can take advantage of for trading a trend. Now we're going to talk about island reversal patterns, which is not unique to Japanese candlesticks. In fact, this pattern has been around in traditional bar charting for many, many years. The most important thing to understand about island reversals is concept of what a gap is on the market. Now, a gap is where the market closes at a given price and the next day it opens at a much higher or much lower price, and so there is a gap between the close of the previous day and the open the next day. That's called the gap, the space. It's a big white space in the bars from one day to the next. Now let's take a look at the illustration showing us how island reversals work. It doesn't matter whether the island reversal is one day or a number of bars. Here you can see a cluster of a number of bars after a gap up. Remember, we just talked about the concept of a gap. That is, the market closed here, the next day opened up at a much higher price. That created a big white space, as we mentioned on the chart. It's a gap. There were a number of days in this case where the market stayed above that white space, and then suddenly it gapped down to a much lower open. This forms an island, and in this case, this is a bearish chart because we had a very definitive reversal after an attempt for this market to move higher. You can have single islands or a cluster of bars. Both are considered islands. Now let's look at the bullish pattern for an island reversal. It's really quite simple. Gap down, a series of bars, gap up, and a new direction. Again, the market has decided that the previous move down is not going to stick and it's reversed, and these can be very, very powerful movements. And I'm actually going to show you a live example of how this works in just a moment. Now let's take a look at a chart that I have personally been trading through ValueTrend Wealth Management. This is Laurentian Bank, and we hold a position at ValueTrend in this stock as well as myself personally. Laurentian Bank has been an extremely volatile stock, but it's been a wonderful example of using candlesticks to trade those swings. Let's see how that works. I've marked on this chart the candlestick patterns that we've been talking about. And you can see how many examples of the patterns we just described are on this very chart, only going back to early 2024. Let's start with a spinning top. I'm going to zoom in so you can see this a little bit better, but here we have a small body with large wicks on either side. That, as you can see, did result in a reversal. If I clear the screen a little bit, you can see it reversed and the market went up. The next thing you'll see on this chart is a shooting star. Now remember, this is often called an inverted hammer. Now it's not a perfect inverted hammer, I will give you that, because there is some wick below the real body. Nevertheless, you can see that the upper wick was much longer than the lower wick, which indicates that the market had moved from a very high point during the day, but ended up closing in a fairly tight formation by the end of the day. That can indicate a reversal, and in fact, it did indicate a reversal on that day. The next pattern I want to look at on this chart is a bearish engulfing pattern, and this really is a fine example of a bearish engulfing pattern. Right here, large white wick followed by small down or red body. That indicates a bearish movement, and sure enough, after the stock had been rising for a while, it took a break and ultimately ended up falling quite a bit. In fact, it fell from about $27 to $23 within a very short period of time. Now, we can see at the bottom of this pattern, and I'll erase a few things here, a little bit of an island reversal. Do you see the gap right there? That's the white space that I'm talking about. This was a sole candle that was left effectively as an island upon itself before it gapped up the next day. So again, I'll erase some of these markings. You can see the white space here and the white space there before and after this sole candle. That ended up being a pretty good signal for a rally on Laurentian Bank after that June of 2024 low. A couple of other patterns I want to look at. We have a bullish hammer Again, if we zoom in, we can see there's a tiny bit of wick at the top, but you can see that the majority of the wick is on the lower end, and you had a nice reversal where the market moved up shortly after that candle. The final pattern I want to talk about is one that we talked about a little while ago, which is 3 advancing white soldiers. The white soldiers usually don't indicate a turnaround. They do indicate a continuation pattern. You can see the market had already been moving up on Laurentian, and then when we saw the 3 white soldiers, boom, 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 that ended up in even more upside. I hope you enjoyed this summary of Japanese candlestick patterns and how you can use them to discover inflection points on the market. I only covered a few of these patterns, and if you want to learn more about Japanese candlesticks, I recommend this book, Japanese Candlestick Charting Techniques by Steve Nissen. If you want to learn more about Japanese candlesticks and other trading techniques, you might want to consider taking my online trading course, which is on sale until the end of December 2024. Use the discount code TA30 to get a 30% discount until the end of this month. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to these videos and visit my weekly blog at www.valuetrend.ca.